You'll be forgiven if your head is spinning with the developments in the city of Tshwane. First, Randall Williams resigns as mayor amid threats to table a motion of no confidence against him by some in the opposition. Then he withdrew his resignation, which could have seen him stay on until the end of the month. Now he isn't staying on. The DA's Celliiers Brink is the preferred candidate by the multiparty coalition government. That's not all, of course. The Speaker of the council is now facing a motion of no confidence by the multi-party coalition government. So what exactly is going on in the city? And let's make sense of it now with Dr Levy Ndou, who's a political analyst. Thank you so much, Dr Ndou, for your time. A lot is going on here. Let's start with the removal of the speaker, which is the latest in this particular installment. And the coalition partners say he's seen to be siding with the ANC as well as the EFF. What's your reading into this?
Good evening, Wongiwe. Good evening to the viewers at home. It's indeed a crisis situation. You have a situation where, when the mayor had to resign, he therefore changes his mind, which actually creates more confusion and excitement, especially from those parties that are not part of the coalition. But equally, you have a speaker who is part of the coalition, a government, who decide in the interest of the city and the rules of council to consult so that it does not make a wrong decision. And unfortunately, his decision did not favor coalition partners, and that's why they are moving for a motion of no confidence. My sense is that coalition government in the city of Tshwane should have been able to find one another, knowing that the mayor has resigned. They should have been able to sit down together, do whatever they do according to the law, and not create a situation where amongst themselves now, they are fighting. There is a motion of no confidence on the speaker, because that only has a potential to give a chance to those who are not coalition partners to start going behind closed doors and start negotiating with other parties within the coalition. Because losing any other member from the coalition in Tshwane has a potential to negatively affect the coalition government in that city. So
it sounds to me then like you're saying the centre is not holding as far as this multi-party government is concerned.
When I listen to the speaker as he speaks, he appears to be saying that he has been forced or coerced to do things that he feels that he shouldn't have done, and he chose to do things by the book. And that's what appears to have angered coalition partners. My view is that even though you are in a coalition and you know that anything can happen at any given time, it's important that whatever decision you take has to abide by the rules, and it should be legal, so that you don't open an opportunity for your opponents to take advantage of the weaknesses that you might have actually committed. So looking at the opportunities then, I mean, a new mayor, at least preferred, a new mayor is going to be elected soon, a preferred candidate by the multi-party government, Celliiers Brink, of course, who is preferred by them. And some say that he's tipped off to be the next mayor. But is it as clear-cut as that? Or could we see a candidate being nominated from the floor? If the coalition stands and the agreement is not amended, it appears as if an agreement says that a mayor in the city of Tshwane would always come from the Democratic Alliance. And if other coalition partners agree, of course, the new mayor would actually come from the DA. But equally, if there is a motion of no confidence against the speaker, it therefore means that COPE might be lost to the coalition, and the possibility is that the COPE might then have to join the other groupings that are not part of the coalition. It will actually depend on the numbers, but it appears as if even if COPE is out, the coalition will still stand. But other parties might also come in with another candidate in order to test the waters in that coalition government. My sense also is that before the meeting of the 28th, there is going to be a lot of negotiations going on. There is going to be a lot of lobbying going on. And I also see that the possibilities that if the other opposition parties in the coalition might be able to snatch one or two parties from that coalition government, then the coalition is going to collapse.
It's going to be an interesting one. And looking at, these coalition arrangements, I mean, some have said that the fact that they're controlled at national level also further complicates the situation at council level, because these are councillors who would be engaging with one another at local government level, but some of the decisions that they make are taken at structures above them. Does this not add a complication to these arrangements that are being drawn up, or maybe this last-minute horse trading, as one could put it?
It adds a lot of frustrations, but it is a clear indication that when it comes to coalition discussions, councillors at local government have no role to play because they always take instructions from above. When the Speaker of the City of Tshwane was responding to the motion of no confidence, he did not start by talking to coalition partners. He started by talking to his leaders at national level to say what is going on in the City of Tshwane. My expectation are that he should have known everything that was happening in the city, but unfortunately, because these matters are controlled from above, the Speaker would not have all the necessary information relating to the coalition in which he is an active member. And that says to me that political parties do not have sufficient confidence in the local councillors on matters relating to the formations of coalitions at local level.
And that, of course, also adds then to the dynamic of cohesion there. But let's go to the people. What do all of these, developments and the instability that we are seeing, not only in Tshwane, not only in the city of Johannesburg, not only in Ekurhuleni, but we're seeing it happen in various councils, but specifically zooming into Gauteng. What does this mean then for residents like you and I for service delivery?
Well, it means very simple things. It means that politicians and political parties in South Africa are the same, and all that they're focusing on are positions, and matters that has actually made them to be where they are would always occupy the backseat. What is central, what is in the minds of the councillors in Gauteng is that they are constantly planning the removal of another leader and replacing that person with their own choice. And that is the circle that is going on in South Africa 2016. It is going to continue until the next elections, if indeed there is no change of minds with our politicians.
And one can only think what happens then when we have that national election and the situation is the same, as you say. But let me thank you for your time, Dr. Ndou. We do appreciate it. It looks like it's going to be one roller coaster ride. That is Dr. Levy Ndou, Political Analyst.